I'd only been living in this neighborhood for about a year when I learned what everyone else already knew. Clarissa Downing ran the HOA like it was her personal kingdom. Blonde, blazer-wearing, and always carrying some clipboard or phone. She strutted around as if the sidewalks were red carpets laid just for her. I mostly kept to myself. I worked long shifts as a plumber and spent weekends fixing up my place, including the shed out back that came with the property. It wasn't pretty, but it was solid. Until Clarissa decided it was a health hazard. It started on a random Tuesday. I pulled into my driveway and saw a bright orange notice nailed to my shed. Pending code enforcement inspection, sewage leak suspected. I nearly dropped my coffee. The HOA had reported me to the county. Next thing I know, a county inspector shows up, clipboard in hand, nostrils flaring like he was searching for a scent. "I'm here about the sewage leak," he said. "There is no leak," I told him. "No water line even runs back there." He walked the property anyway, checking the grass near the fence. Then he pointed. "There's moisture pooling here," he said, kneeling and sniffing. "Smells a little foul. Looks like gray water runoff." I knew that spot. It was near Clarissa's side of the fence. I never had water issues there before, but now there was a little wet patch with some debris that smelled off, but it wasn't mine. I asked the inspector where the complaint came from. He pointed across the street. Clarissa. Of course. She was watching from her porch, phone in hand, like she was live streaming the moment my dignity got ripped out and stomped on. I confronted her later that day. "Why would you lie about my shed leaking sewage?" She gasped, like I'd offended the Queen herself. "I didn't lie, Wesley. I witnessed something foul, and I reported it, as is my duty." Right. That night, I reviewed my security footage. I had a small camera aimed at my backyard, more for raccoons than people. But it caught something else. At 4:32 a.m., someone in a beige hoodie came around the side of Clarissa's house and tossed a bucket of dark liquid over the fence. I paused, zoomed, rewound. There she was, Clarissa herself. You could see her golden ponytail bouncing as she ducked back behind her hydrangeas. She faked the whole thing. Could have sent the footage straight to the HOA or the inspector, maybe even the cops. But honestly, that would be too easy. I wanted her to feel it. So I made a plan. The next morning, I scooped up what was left of her evidence, put it in a clean 5-gallon bucket, sealed it with a tight lid, and labeled it HO, a sample return. Then, around 5 a.m., I carried it across the street and left it gently on her porch, right next to her monogrammed welcome mat. I included a printout of the camera footage in a Ziploc bag, clipped to the bucket handle. She didn't see it until about 6:45. I know because I was sipping my coffee on the front step when I heard her scream, "What is this?" I looked up, all innocent. "Morning, Clarissa." She was holding the bagged footage like it was radioactive. "Did you put this on my porch?" I shrugged. "Just returning the sample. Figured you'd want it back." She lost it. Screamed something about harassment, stormed back inside, and slammed the door so hard her wind chime snapped off. An hour later, a police SUV pulled up. Officer Janine Monroe stepped out, sharp, calm, and tired of Clarissa's nonsense. I'd seen her at a few HOA meetings, always keeping the peace. She knocked. Clarissa came out, still fuming, holding the Ziploc bag in one hand and a coffee mug that said, HOA equals homeowners of authority in the other. Waited. Then Janine came over to me. "Hey Wesley, you got a minute?" "Sure." "Clarissa says you left hazardous materials on her porch." I handed her the original video file on a USB stick. "That's her, dumping the fake leak behind my shed. It's the same liquid." I just gave it back. Janine watched the video on her phone, eyes narrowing. She walked back across the street. What followed was the kind of justice that feels like warm sunlight. Clarissa tried to spin it, claiming it was symbolic, that the bucket didn't contain anything dangerous. Janine wasn't buying it. She falsified a county complaint, I overheard Janine say. That's a misdemeanor minimum. Could also qualify as dumping hazardous waste on private property. Clarissa's face drained. She tried to flip it. Called me a stalker, a menace, claimed I was obsessed. But Janine shut it down fast. Clarissa, the video shows you trespassing and planting false evidence. You should be glad Wesley didn't. Press full charges. And that was that. The next HOA meeting? Clarissa didn't show. The one after that? She was no longer on the board. Word got around. Her nickname in the neighborhood went from Queen Clarissa to Bucket Lady. And my shed, still standing, still solid, still leak-free.